Well, hello and welcome to Prepping for Prosperity. How are you all today? As so often happens, I was going to make an entirely different video today, but I got a message, a question from one of our viewers that I thought was timely. And so I'm going to slip that in here, and it is about, do I recommend owning stocks? Great question. And I'm going to answer it with some qualifiers. First, I want to let everybody know, because I don't think I've announced it on here, that the new website, stonemont.us, is alive. It's up. It's ready to go. If anybody is here that doesn't know what Stonemont is, it is the world of Stonemont, the world of my books, the Stonemont series. And so now you can go to stonemont.us, all of my personal websites, which don't matter here. I always use a US instead of a .com, so it's .us, stonemont.us. You can order all my books off of there. You'll find the links to all the channels, Integrative Preparedness, American Reversion, Stonemont Church, and this one, Prepping for Prosperity. So mark that down and keep track of it. Share it with your friends. By the way, I've had some people say that they have been unsubscribed from some of the channels. They didn't do it, just somehow it gets unsubscribed. So check that. Make sure that you are still subscribed. If you're having problems with it, you might want to unsubscribe and then resubscribe. I'm not sure how all of that works. And please share this with your friends. There are a lot of people out there struggling with finances, and they don't know how to get ahead. They don't know how to get out of their financial difficulties. There's a lot of people out there not struggling that still don't have a firm grasp on how how things work, how they can do better. And so share this with your friends and encourage them to ask questions and to comment, and just like I like all of you to do. Today I'm going to answer a question. It comes from LT. And his question was, do I recommend that people own stocks? Okay. That's not a simple answer, although I'm going to try to make it simple, and I don't think we're going to have to make this too long. There are two ways to own stocks. You can either be an investor or a trader. An investor is one who buys stocks, holds them for the long term. The trader is one who watches stocks closely and trades even on a daily basis, watching what particular stocks do, seeing what's going on in the world, seeing how, what might affect particular stocks, and then buying and selling in order to make, hopefully, make profits as they go along. I have done both. I do both. Both have their places. I'm not sure if I'll get back to the trading, but I do want to address the investing standpoint of stocks. So let's begin there. Do I recommend owning stocks? Yes. The S&P, which is the Standard & Poor 500, Charlie Munger, who many people don't know, he is the business partner of Warren Buffett, is quoted as saying, you can't beat the S&P 500. That's pretty much right. That is pretty much right. If you take any 15-year period since way back, since pretty much the beginning of the stock exchange, any 15-year period, you are going to see growth in the market. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that it went up like this, or would that be better for you if I do it like, doesn't mean it goes up like this all the time with no downs. We know it goes down. We know it makes corrections. It tanks. So it doesn't go straight up like this. It goes like this. Okay, does that make sense? With all the noises, yes. It goes up and down. But in any 15-year period, it is shown that it has increased. Now, what does that mean? That means that if you can hold your stocks as investments for long term, you're always going to do well. Okay. Now, can we project, into the future for the next 100 years, 1,000 years? No, we can't do that. But we know that this is historically the behavior of the markets. And there's really no reason right now to think that won't continue for the foreseeable future. There are those who will be contrarians and, but they don't have anything to base it on. So the trick to owning stock is to be willing to own it for a long time. Now, Warren Buffett himself says, if you can't commit to owning a stock for 100 years, then don't commit to owning it for a single day. Now, by 100 years, he's being a little bit facetious there. But what he means is, if you're not going to be able to stay with this and not get turned off when it goes down, but to stick with it, don't even think about holding it for a short amount of time. Now, Warren Buffett is a long-term investor. That's where he makes his money. That's where Charlie Munger is, okay? So that's not a trader. That's an investor who sticks with it for the long, just keeps putting in. Now, the key, of course, there's a couple of other sayings that you should get in your head if you're thinking about stocks, and that is, you don't make money when you sell. You make money when you buy. And what that means is you need to buy at a low point. Okay. Remember I said market goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. And gradually it goes up and down. You don't want to buy on one of the ups. Okay. Because you'll make more money if you buy it when the stock has gone down in value. You'll get more shares for your money, right? And then as it goes up on the next tick, you're going to be making more. So keep that in mind. You make money in the long term by buying at the right time. Now, there's another saying to keep in mind, and that is, you don't lose money on a stock until you sell it. Okay? Let's investigate what that means. Say you bought $1,000 worth of a stock, okay? And it's growing, and now it's worth $1,100 and $1,150. It's looking pretty good. But then all of a sudden, something happens like is happening now. And it goes back down. Goes back to $1,000. Now you haven't made anything, right? And now it's gone down to $950. Whoa, I've lost $50. Now this is at the point many people start thinking, should I get out of this? Should I get out of this? Then it goes down to 900. Now it's down to 800. And the stock market, kind of like it's doing now, it's just taking a nosedive, right? Okay. Now you haven't lost any money because the money is just there representing the stock. Unless you sell it. If you sell it and it's gone down to $600, you've lost $400. But if you didn't sell it and you went down and it went down and it went down, it's only worth $300 now. A lot of people are going to bail. Better to keep my $300 and lose $700 than to lose $1,000, right? Here's the thing. Chances are, unless it's a very unusual stock. And I'm not going to say that certain companies don't go broke. They do. But overall, what's going to happen is that market's going to head back up again eventually. This is where the patience of the investor pays off. So as it goes back up, it's okay, it's worth $500. Should I sell? And at least it's worth $200 more than it was when it was $300. Should I sell? No, I'm going to hold it. Well, pretty soon, that stock's back up at the $1,000. And then it's $1,100, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600. And now you're headed up, right? And now it's looking good. And you say, should I sell now? Well, you can. Then you become a trader. And now, but see, you didn't lose any money because you didn't sell when it was down. Okay. Now it's $1,700, looking good, right? Okay. Should I sell? I'll make a $700 profit. We're just using these as an example. Or you could keep it. And a couple of years later, it goes down some more. It goes down, $1,600, $1,500, $1,400, $1,300, $1,200. Whoa, you can say, well, I've just lost $500. No, you haven't. You've made $200 because remember your initial investment was $1,000. Okay, so now you've only made $200. And you think, well, maybe I'll get out. At least I made $200. I didn't make $700 like if I sold it back then, I'll make $200. I guess I'll hold on. This is what long-term investors do. Because then on the next uptick, it goes up, 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 up. Okay, you see kind of what I'm saying there? Stocks are just like real estate, just like land. They are excellent investments if you're willing to hold them long enough and if you don't buy at a peak. Right now, we've just passed a peak of real estate. We've just passed a peak of stocks. The stocks are holding on because of the intervention of the Fed. Okay, and I've said for the last 3-4 years, don't buy stocks, don't buy real estate because they're too high. They're in a bubble. If we're going to correct, there may be a crash. We're seeing a potential collapse in both right now. They're trying to stave it off, but I'll tell you right now, I'm not buying anything now because I fully expect it, to both of them, real estate and stocks, to go. Okay. We will see. We will see in the next couple of years. And I know that for the get-rich-quick people, a couple of years, that's just too long. Okay, just too far out. I don't want to talk about a couple of years. I want to know what I can buy right now and make some money right now. Well, there's nothing. That's not the way you make money. You know, the person who wants to get rich fast goes poor slowly, little by little. Every time they try the latest thing to get rich quick, they get a little bit poorer. Getting rich slowly is the way to do it. So just think about that. Trading is much different. That's when you really have to pay. And I've made good money trading. You have to follow certain stocks. You have to know what's going on. I'm going to save that for another time because it does. And I think I may put that over on the Patreon channel because once we get into these things, it attracts a lot of people. And I know you all want to know these things, but it attracts a lot of people with opinions based on nothing. They'll jump in, they'll give their opinions, they will be extremely misleading, they will muddy the waters, and then those who are really here to learn, they'll be all confused because of all the noise that's coming in, and I don't want that. So when we get into trading, I'm going to save that for the Patreon side. Don't know when I'll get around to it, but I will get to that. I'm going to jot that down in my Stonemont notebook so I won't forget. If you're not with us on the Patreon channel, the link is down below. I put all sorts of additional stuff over there. More videos from me, but also videos from others, those who actually know what they're talking about, as opposed to there's many out there that don't know what they're talking about, and many out there that, the ones that say pay cash for everything, baby steps, envelopes. I have another one I need to make about that because I saw something really disappointing earlier today that I was going to do the video on until I got this question from LT. But there's a lot of stuff over there and articles and papers that are going to help you understand more about what's going on in the financial world. And don't feel that it's too complicated for you to understand. It's not. It's just a matter of the world of economics and finance is simply a world that most people, they don't live in on a daily basis, and so it seems confusing. So don't let it intimidate you. Just read the papers, read the articles. The more you do, pretty soon it's just going to slip. Oh yeah, okay, I get that. I see what's happening here. Okay, and becoming comfortable with finances and economics is one of the most important things you can do, not just for your preparedness, but for your life itself, to understand what's going on. Most people go through life just trying to win out by luck in the money game without really understanding what they're doing, and I don't want that to be you. So that's it for today. Do I recommend owning stocks? Yes, I do. Just like real estate, make sure you buy at the right time. Don't sell at the wrong time. Hold it long enough and pay attention first. Watch that market for a long time before you do. Until you do, that's the time to keep your cash, so that when the time is right to buy, you've got the cash to do it. Okay? You all have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.